Well, I just pressed start streaming. So let's go check and make sure it's okay. There. Bada bing, bada boom.
Okay. I will get shareable link. I will do this as we're going. Excuse me, live. Gotta hope that's
Hello.
still on stream. Howdy.
Hello, hello.
Howdy. Hello. Testing 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Keep powder donut. I can't get that stupid ad out of my head too. Oh well. One day when we're sponsored, we won't worry about that.
Is anyone checking the audio right now?
Harley, are you checking the audio?
Are we just going testing into the void right now? Okay, no, I think we're good. We're good. Hold on. Everyone say something.
Say something.
Looking it up. I was listening to
1,
the
2.
song.
Okay, we're good. We're good. We're fine. We're good, boys. We're good.
Don't see us.
We are A-OK. I don't know why I said it like that. But, anyways, welcome to episode 26
Okay, here we go.
of Follow My Tracers. And that's been episode 26. Everyone have a good... No. I am one of your hosts, Figure09, a.k.a. Tony. And I am joined, as always, by Power Grudge, a.k.a. Jim. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. It's been
Yes,
it's
sir.
been a busy work week, but I gotta, and I told Harley about this before, but I got a surprise for you later about something that happened to me today. So
Ooh.
you'll probably get mad at me. So we'll wait for that. But no, it's been good, man.
Wait, I'll get mad at you?
Actually,
Okay.
I actually got a decent amount of gaming done this week. But enough about me. We are also joined. I'm going to cut you off here, Tony. We're also joined by Harley.
How dare you?
I don't have a sound clip for Harley. I guess this works.
No, this is Patrick.
This is Patrick.
Yep.
The Krusty Krab pizza.
So how are you, Harley?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. That's right.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh man.
Good shit. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, boys. Well, what have we
You're
been
in
playing?
the mood.
Jim?
So, it came as no surprise. I think I said this on the show last week, but I purchased Resident Evil Village, and I've been playing a lot of it actually. I think I'm about 5 hours in at this point, and
Ooh.
I'm really liking it. There's lots of little like quality of life improvements going from 7 to 8. I really like and appreciate. A lot of it has to do with the inventory. The core gameplay is kind of in and around the same type of deal. But yeah, it's been really good. Laptop's running it really well, which is a nice. I don't want to say it's a nice surprise, but it's just nice to be able to play it on PC where it's a little bit higher performance.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't been playing a whole lot else, to be told. I started playing Apex Legends again, which you can see from the gameplay
Solo?
on screen. No, I played I played with like 2 random people. But yeah, it was the game's gotten a lot better since the last time we tried playing it 7 seasons ago. I can't remember the last time we played it. It's been a long time, but
Yeah, the game was good. It's just I don't think we were used to it.
yeah. And now that, we play a wider variety of games together now, it's almost nice to play something like totally different that even though we've played it before, it's almost like it's a new game now because, there's new maps. Like I didn't realize there's more than one map in rotation at a time, which is really cool. And I played both maps in this gameplay. Unless there's a third one I don't know about. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'll save my surprise for the end of the show. So anyway, Harley, what have you been playing?
I think I know the answer.
You don't know. No, actually, you won't.
No, I'm talking about Harley. Shut up. I'm talking about Harley.
Oh,
Tony knows. I've been playing buttload of Genshin Impact.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just
Oh,
a
no.
buttload. So much. And then other than that, League of Legends. So pretty much the same here.
Harley, I haven't seen you on the same time of day that I've been on, but every time I log on,
Yeah.
you like go up a few adventure ranks, and I'm like, oh,
I
Harley
know,
played.
right? Yep. Man, I'm not even doing quests too.
No, what are you doing?
I'm grinding characters.
Oh, okay. Just trying to level them all up.
And I'm grinding the shrines, like the statues.
Yep.
And have you been to the mountain area yet?
I've uncovered the entire map at this point. I spent a good amount of time exploring the one day, just like
Okay.
opening everything up.
So do you know those like little red crystals you get in the mountain?
Yep.
I'm right now I'm doing that. I'm just collecting all of them.
The reward for
There's like
getting all of
80
them
of
at that
them.
tree is pretty good.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
glider, and I think you get like 8 free wishes.
Yeah. Plus a
Which,
bunch
by
of
the
other
way,
stuff.
I'm ready for like 20 wishes.
No
Just
way,
saving
really?
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm saving.
Damn. I am like out
But
of
yeah,
wishes.
that's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much used them all. I didn't get anything interesting in the last like 20 wishes I did. I got a bunch of duplicate characters. I did get a cool weapon that is a sword. I forgot what it's called, but it plays musical notes when I hit people with it, and it actually heals me a little bit
Oh.
when I hit people with it. So I gave that to
Hey.
Jean because
That's-
she's OP.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a good pickup actually, but I've only gotten duplicate characters. I've gotten like 5 Noelles, I swear. But
I know, right?
yeah, she pops up a lot. But I'm looking forward to getting some other characters at some point as well. It's I don't know, man. I'm having a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah. And I guess kind of like early news. There's a new event in Genshin. It's prop hunt.
There's a prop hunt in Genshin?
Yeah, it's the new event. It's
Huh.
you queue up with three like randoms, and you go like in a small area of the map, and you play prop hunt.
That's pretty funny.
There's a hunter and then 3 hiders, whatever we call.
So
Yeah.
what's the reward for doing that? Anything?
So you get tokens, and then there's a certain amount of tokens you can get every day. But with those tokens, you get Primo Gems, talent, books, and money.
Interesting.
Also, Heroes Wit. Yeah. So it's like you play a little free, like a little fun game. It doesn't take many games to get your max tokens. It's just a little cool little bonus.
I guess it's just another thing to do every day in that game, which there's a lot
Yeah,
of little
right?
things you can do every day in the game, which
Exactly.
keeps you feel like you're moving forward.
Yeah. I'm addicted.
So, kind of off topic, but not really. So, what's your highest level character? Have you gotten past 40 yet, or do you have people just at 40 right
Yeah.
now?
I have 50.
You have 50.
I
Okay,
have
interesting.
two level 50s and 3, 4, 5 people that can be level 50. I just haven't leveled them up yet.
Oh wow. So you've ascended people
Yeah.
the next way too. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm at a point right now where I got a bunch of characters at 40, and I just need to get their ascension materials to get them to, I guess, go to 50. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Grinding bosses. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got to do. But during the week, I don't really have much time to do anything but the dailies, so that's kind of just what I've been doing.
Mm.
But I'm excited to play way too much of it this weekend.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, that kind of answers what I've been playing too. I've been playing Genshin Impact a lot and really loving it. And also started Resident Evil 7 on stream. I've put in
hold on.
about...
I have a clip for that.
Yep.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Did that come through? I don't know.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Okay.
The first part was kind of quiet, but it still worked.
Beauty.
So, yeah, started Resident Evil 7 on stream. I'm probably about 5 or 6 hours in. It's spooking me. Pretty hard. I am enjoying it though. I am enjoying it. I got to a point last night where I literally had to put the controller down, and I'm like, I need to stop because
Oh,
I
damn,
was
I
I
didn't
was
do that
already
well.
kind of freaked out, and then I got to this point, and I knew something freaky was about to happen just based on the audio cues that were happening, and I'm like, okay,
Oh yeah.
I gotta stop. So, it was it was something. I'm really enjoying it though, but I need to like take breaks from that game because, and it's funny because it even tells you to do that when you like start the game. It's like you should take breaks. So
You should
that's what
pace
I've been
yourself.
doing. Only a couple hours at a time because I can't handle anything more than that. But really enjoying it. Basically those are the only 2 games I've been playing. So many loud vehicles driving by right now. I don't even know if you guys can hear that, but
I didn't hear anything.
okay, very good, very good. Cool. And a reminder for everybody watching right now that hey, this is live. We're doing this live. This isn't pre-recorded. So say hi in the chat. Let us know how you're doing. Say what's up. Tell us, whatever. We'll respond to you. And if you guys aren't here live, no problem. If you're watching the VOD, well then we're not live. I just lied to you. But that's okay. You can still
Oh.
comment.
Wow.
And yeah, I know. I feel really bad. I'm just gonna see myself out.
Walk
Do I have
out.
a sound clip for that? I don't think I do.
I mean, playing the anime
No.
one would have been good there, but
Which one? This one? That one?
it
Did you
didn't
hear
go.
that?
It didn't even go through. I don't know what you did.
If I talk first, like
No.
okay, never mind. Okay, how about that?
Call the judge and get some fudge.
Yeah, that came through.
Fudge.
That one went through.
This soundboard's a blessing and a curse. I
Yeah,
tell you.
we got to figure out a way to get it to work better. You know, when we can all record in one room together, it'll be fine. It's just the issues right now. But yeah. So yeah, again, reminder: if you're live, say hi. This is a live podcast, and if you are not watching live, if you're watching the VOD later on YouTube, no problem. Leave a comment, say whatever you want to say, and we'll get back to you on the next episode. Let's get into the G Fuel flavor of the day. Not sponsored. Hell yeah, that came through. Yeah. Harley, have you had any G Fuel today? What are you drinking?
I am having some rainbow sherbet.
Ooh.
Yeah. I haven't had it in a while, and I thought, why not?
Jim, what about you?
I kind of have to confess, I may or may not have broken the rules when it comes to this segment. And I know the crowd doesn't want to hear this, but today at work, I was in need of some energy, so stopped at a convenience store and I tried a new energy drink I've never tried. I've always seen but never tried. It's called
Mixed.
Reign Energy, REIGN. I don't know if you guys have seen
Oh
it.
yeah.
I've
I've
seen
seen it.
that.
It's got like
Yeah.
the Spartan helmet.
Yeah. So I had. I know I'm breaking the rules, and yeah, like you can give me all the grief you want. I know I get it, but I had the orange dreamsicle one. And I will say,
Ooh.
as good as it was, it's not G Fuel. Nothing can ever beat G Fuel at this point. If I was gonna have G Fuel, let's say, I probably would have went for watermelon tonight, the truth be told.
Very good.
But it doesn't count. So I am very sorry.
I'm pretty appalled right now, actually. I haven't had any G Fuel yet, so I'm also a pretty.
You're just as bad as
frustrated.
me.
But I'm going to have some. Okay, I just finished dinner. I gotta let that settle a bit. I can't drown the nuggies in G Fuel.
What? Says who?
I don't know.
Fuel them nuggies.
I can't fuel the nuggies. Yeah, I can't do that. But yeah, I'll probably have some later. I had Shiny Splash earlier this week, and I had Green Apple earlier this week, so I'll probably have peach rings or watermelon or gummy fish. I'll have one of those 3. But get to one of those, and I am excited to get new tubs whenever there's a BOGO. That's gonna happen soon, hopefully,
Too.
because I am needing more flavors. Not needing really,
Yeah, I
but
want to
just
get
wanting.
clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait looks good. Honestly, the Resident Evil one looks really funny, but also good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The normal box for that I think is out now, but I don't know when the taller tub, like with the 60 servings, is going to be out.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
it's
on a
so
waiting
funny
list
that
for
that's a
it,
thing.
so we'll see if
Oh
it
my
happens
God.
or not.
Great. Blue Gaming Battlefield talk. Yes, sir. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to some Battlefield talk. We got some Battlefield to discuss today.
I'm convinced that Blue is Kevin in disguise right now because Kevin's been playing a lot of Battlefield this week, and all of a sudden Blue comes in, and God bless you, but you want the Battlefield talk right away. Like, we'll get to it. Don't worry, Kevin. Jeez.
Yes. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Are we falling apart here?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, no?
I'm falling apart. So let's hold on. We're gonna get into Infinite Watch here, okay, everybody? So let's just hold on.
Status report.
I'm gonna play that again. 1 second.
Status report.
Status report. Okay. Wow. Why did VLC literally cover both of my monitors? That's crazy. We got some stuff for Infinite Watch this week, and it's kind of a lot of it's out of nowhere. So, you guys remember last week when I was talking about the developer who was, airing his grievances or whatever about Infinite?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
that whole conversation. So, that developer, he released a response video, and he was pretty upset about everything that kind of transpired because he was saying that everything was taken way out of context. Only parts of it were kind of like half translated. Words were picked here and there, and it didn't really reflect what he was trying to say. So there's a lot of stuff here that I want to get into because I kind of feel personally bad about it because we reported on it without really, I guess, looking into it fully. But I guess so did everyone else. But I mean, to our credit, there wasn't this response video out yet. But so I got a bunch of quotes here from him. So he actually spoke all of this in English. It wasn't in Chinese, Mandarin, I should say. But he speaks fluently in both languages. He said, quote, "The main message I wanted to deliver in this video was to encourage young artists to pursue their dreams," which sounds like completely opposite of what we heard, right? Everything that we heard last week was all negative news. And then he gets into every single headline that we saw and why everything was out of context. So he said the story turned into a former 343 employee accusing, accusing of everyone of crunching. And he said overall it was a very happy experience working at 343. And he said, quote, "I wouldn't have stayed for 8 years if he wasn't." He was there for 8 years at 343, and he said, quote, "Most jobs have rough days," and that's true. Even if you love your job, some jobs are hard some days, and that's what he was saying. He said, quote, "People work very hard on the game because they care," which makes sense. And he said he clarified that he left 343 because he wanted to work on stuff other than Halo, and there was no bad blood. He said he almost cried on his last walk out of the studio because he's really gonna miss the place in the studio. So I mean, you're already getting to see this picture of like, oh, okay, this guy got absolutely, everything that was said last week was pretty much taken way out of context, right? He said, quote, was I sad that some of my work got cut in response to, him saying that lots of work got cut off the game? He said, yes, of course, but that happens in almost every form of entertainment. And he referenced movies and watching deleted scenes in movies and gaming. And he's like, he's been in the industry for a long time. And he's like, this is a very normal thing. Like, it wasn't meant to be a big deal. He's like, yeah, some of my stuff got cut, but that's just a fact of life in game development. And in response to the "don't expect it to be a masterpiece" point that was brought up last week, he said, quote, "We are in the day of age where games can get hyped up so much and fans start to have unrealistic expectations of it. It might not check off all of the checkboxes you have for the game, but it can still be a good game." So I think this is a very important point, especially coming off the coattails of Cyberpunk. All he was trying to say in that video, in the interview that he did before, was, hey, listen, like, there's a ton of hype behind Halo Infinite right now. It's not going to change your life. Not many games change your life, right? He's saying it's going to be a great game. He's looking forward to playing it, but, try not to let the hype give you very unrealistic expectations. So that makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, that's all he was trying to say. He's looking forward to playing it, he said. And in regards to the engine, remember how we were talking about how they were kind of like making the engine as they were building the game? Like, that was taken out of context as well. What he was really trying to say was that the engine is getting better every single day, and that the new engine can achieve amazing graphical results. It just, it needs work it gets better all the time, and obviously it was a brand new engine, so they're just learning how to use it right now. And he kind of referenced Unreal Engine 4 as kind of the comparison. He's like, Unreal Engine 4 has been out for however long, and that still gets patched, even though Unreal Engine 5 just got announced. Engines improve over time, and that's all he was trying to say with the Slipspace engine with 343, is that it was a new engine and it's getting better every day. And yes, they were kind of learning it as they were building the game, but it's getting better every day, he said, so it's not a big deal. And that just makes sense, right? The more time you have the engine, the better the game's going to be. And then lastly, talking about crunch, this was pretty interesting too, because he obviously he talked about crunch in that other the Reset Era blog post. Quote, "I never said there was a constant crunch, nor did I say I was forced to crunch. Everyone crunched for a different reason. Some could be the deadline, sure, but for many of us, we just wanted to go the extra mile to do the best we can. Sometimes the artist, like me, just got into a zone and they just want to continue. I sometimes got really into what I was working on and forgot to eat, eager to finish it while I had momentum and had the creative juices flowing." And dudes, I don't know, I relate a ton to this. Like, do you guys ever just get in the fucking zone and then like 3 hours pass and you're like, oh shit?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely, yeah.
Right? Totally. And I could totally see that as a game developer. You're in the zone, you're making great progress, you have a ton of momentum, and you just don't want to stop, right? I mean, I get it. I totally get that. And he was talking about, like, people were, sometimes, yes, there was a deadline that had to be hit, but for the most part, people were just either they got into a zone or everyone was just doing the best they could, and they wanted to go the extra mile because they're passionate about the game. So that's kind of the response there. There's a whole video you can go watch, and it's like a 14-minute video. It's pretty good. He addresses everything that was talked about. I just pulled out some of the more interesting quotes, I thought. He did state that, hey, I don't want to be a piece of Halo news, and like obviously I'm kind of making him a piece of Halo news here, but more just to correct what we said last week. So to him, I want to give him huge props for making this video and clarifying everything that was said. And I think this is an important reminder for everyone that, hey, the sky isn't always falling, especially with Halo Infinite, where it seems like every piece of news, the sky is falling.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that before I get into some other Halo Infinite news, because that's not it.
Harley, you got anything?
No, I think you covered it pretty well. Like, yeah, like good on him for clarifying.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's always satisfying when we do a story and we do a correction, which has only happened a couple times, granted, but when the correction's like very positive, I'm always a big fan of that. And this is more of a positive correction, I think.
Oh, it definitely is, because I mean everything was taken way out of context, and sentences were half translated, and words were picked here and there out of a big interview. And the purpose of the interview, again, the main message I wanted to deliver was to encourage young artists to pursue their dreams. Like, the subject of the video, the original video and the interview, was very positive in the first place. So this means that somebody, like, I don't know, somebody who has it out for Xbox or Halo or whatever just tried to make this news. So I don't know. I'm glad that this video was put out and it clarified everything. And yeah, I hope that this brings him some peace, because I could imagine he was feeling very uneasy about all of this. Imagine, you leave 343 after working on Halo for eight years, no bad blood, right? Good terms. You go on to move to another project, and all of a sudden this interview comes out with you, and you're like, wait, I didn't say that. That's got to be very, very stressful for somebody. You don't want to burn any bridges or anything like that. And obviously the experience wasn't like that at all for him. So I'm glad that this was able to come out, and hopefully this is the last that he has to talk about this, because clearly that was not the intention of the original interview. But getting to some more Halo news, we got 2 more pieces, guys. It's crazy. So Joseph Staten, who's the I forget the name. Is he studio head? I forget what he is now at 343. But he's basically running Halo Infinite, right? He's the main guy making Halo, well, not making it, but like overseeing Halo Infinite's development as it basically lands on the landing strip here. And he tweeted out an image earlier this week, and it said, quote, "Summary of my week," and it was a picture, and the picture was of sequences 7 through 14 greenlit in Adobe Premiere. which kind of doesn't really mean much to me. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? You scroll down in the comments and you quickly realize that what those sequences are, that's very, very likely that those sequences are a trailer. For people who work in Adobe Premiere, he's like, yep, those are parts of a trailer that they're piecing together. So, Joe Staten, very, very likely, piecing together the Halo Infinite trailer, whatever that's going to be for E3 at this point. Or maybe sooner, who knows. But very, very exciting. Very exciting. Can't wait to see what that is. And then in more of like an actual like hard piece of news, because that's more just like a hype piece of news. But we got a hard piece of news here too. And I'm going to show something on my window capture here. So I'm actually going to turn off the gameplay for a second. And you guys are going to see some things on the screen. And this was actually all out of a Canon Fodder blog post that Halo puts out every month. It's all about canon, cool lore stuff, extended universe stuff, books, fan art, etc. And they do this once a month. And there was four big pieces of news for Halo Infinite that came out of this. The first is a banished weapon called the Scrap Cannon. It's a mounted turret, and it shoots out hot chunks of metal. So it sounds exactly like what it is. But thought that was cool. I'm like, oh, sweet, a new banished weapon. So that sounds cool. And the second is what you're seeing on screen right now, which is a UNSC vehicle called the Razorback. And this is a brand new vehicle. It's a more spacious armored Warthog. So if you're looking at it on the screen right now, it's basically concept art, but it is in the game. Think of it like a troop hog. You know, the old troop hogs with no turret on the back, but they had extra spots in the back for the Marines. It's like that, but it's more armored up front. So I think it looks pretty cool. It sounds like it gives some implications for, you know, you're going to be driving around Marines on the ring, going from objective to objective. That sounds sweet to me. That sounds awesome. One of the best parts in any Halo game is trying to keep the Marines alive. So I'm excited that this vehicle is here. And then the two big pieces.
Uh-oh.
Boys. We got two new brutes revealed. And these are leaders that are going to be after you on Zeta Halo. And the first is Hyperius, who apparently we already knew by name, but we didn't know what he looked like. So if you guys are looking at him right now, he's the brute on the screen. And let me just describe him for everybody here, right? So he looks like a pretty intimidating brute. He's got cool pieces of armor on him. And let's just look at some of the finer details, okay? He has a necklace. And the necklace has a bunch of Spartan fingers hanging off of it. So he ripped fingers off of Spartans and made a necklace out of him. Holy shit, that's so cool. And perhaps the most interesting piece of news about this is look at his right shoulder here, or I guess his left shoulder if he's facing us.
This is my favorite part of this whole image, by the way.
That's Spartan Locke's helmet. He has Spartan Locke's helmet mounted on his shoulder. Just gonna let that percolate for a second.
So Spartan Locke lost his helmet.
Maybe. Is he dead? That it raises the question, right? Is Locke dead? Did this guy kill Spartan Locke?
Will Locke be an infinite?
Yeah.
Helmetless.
Yeah, helmetless Locke. Chief like
I'm gonna
stumbles
make
upon Locke. He's just like running around without a helmet on. Man, that guy
I'm
took
going
my
to make a
helmet.
bold prediction. Bold prediction. Locke's going to come back. He's going to be a deserter. Because I don't like Locke much. So I need to give him a bad guy role here. But I think it'd be pretty cool if he was on Zeta Halo.
He's gonna apologize for what he did in Halo 5.
I'm
That
sorry.
stupid
Become a
CGI fight
sidekick.
that was garbage.
He'll become Master Chief's sidekick.
I think what's either going to happen here is Spartan Locke is actually just dead, or he's MIA and we don't know where he is, but all of a sudden this brute has his helmet mounted on his shoulder. Or B, Spartan Locke is an infinite, and this brute just comes along and fucking kills him. Which I think would be pretty
Maybe
satisfying for a lot of Halo fans, to be honest, if we saw that.
Me included, so cool.
I think a lot of people would be like, oh, sweet, all right. Like, immediately we like this brute, right? I think this guy looks awesome. He has some other pieces, like he has a really cool looking gravity hammer. It reminds me of Tartarus's gravity hammer from Halo 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got spiked knuckles, which is great. He's got like a piece of something on his shoulder here. It almost looks like an elite shoulder pad on his leg. Sorry. So that's the one brute. This is Hyperius. He looks awesome. Again, the Spartan finger necklace is awesome, and he has a Spartan lock. Spartan lock. Actually, and if you look underneath the helmet, it almost looks like that's his chest plate underneath it as well. So I don't know if that's like even further proof that Locke is just absolutely dead or what's going to happen. But yeah, he's going to be on Zeta Halo, which is awesome. And the next brute is Tovarus, who looks a lot more tame than Hyperius. He almost looks like he's like wearing elite armor in a lot of ways. It's more like, I don't know, not spiky, but like, I don't know how to describe it. It almost looks like he's wearing pieces of elite armor. He almost looks like he's more tactical in a lot of ways. There's no like real cool like armor piece here going on to me. It just looks like he has some sleek black armor. He's got a cool red beard. I don't know. I didn't pick out any cool details here, but Hyperius, my god. And these two are brothers, by the way. Hyperius and Tovarus are brothers. So these two, along with the elite that we saw in a blog post before, who had the red energy sword, and then also Escharum, who we saw in the trailer, obviously, who was the brute who was talking to our face and telling us to bare our fangs and stuff. These four are a part of the Hand of Atriox, it's called, lore-wise. So, and if you look at brute hands, as we can see right here, and as we can see right here, brutes have 4 fingers, or 4, I guess, a thumb and 3 fingers, right? So they have 1 less finger than a human. So if this is the Hand of Atriox, I mean, it's these 4. And does this mean that, hey, is Atriox still alive, and like these guys are kind of like his elite squad, or are these guys like carrying forward the will of Atriox, and Atriox is dead? And we actually don't know because, well, I don't want to spoil anything for Halo Wars 2, but we're not sure what happens to Atriox, basically. So we're not sure what's going on there. But obviously Atriox, the leader of the Banished. These two, plus the elite, plus Escharum, the Hand of Atriox. So some really cool pieces of Halo lore this week. Got a new vehicle, got a new weapon, got 2 new brute leaders. We got a trailer potentially on the way, and we got some clarification from that developer. So wanted to go over all that, lots of news. Let's turn it over for some other news, get back to the Apex Legends gameplay. But before we do that, it's time to end Infinite Watch.
Cortana.
Goodbye, John.
Okay, beautiful. Let's get to the news. Jim, Disco Elysium, unbanned.
So I found this kind of funny when I read about it. So back in late March in Australia, the game was banned on all platforms. Every single platform, you could not get Disco Elysium. According to the Australian Classification Review Board, it was no good. It was too graphic. Quote, in the Classification Review Board's opinion, Disco Elysium, the final cut, warrants an R18 plus classification because the themes, coarse language, and drug references have a high impact. Which, I mean, not really, but all right. I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Like, you could take drugs in the game essentially, and that kind of makes you have better or worse choices, whatever. So I guess Australia took it the wrong way. But it was submitted for a formal rating, and it was refused initially. That's the rating it was given. But we have an update now. So, quote, in the review board's opinion, while drug use linked to incentives and rewards cannot be accommodated at R18+, this game does provide distinctives related to drug taking behavior, to the point where regular drug use leads to negative consequences for the player's progression in the game. It was specifically the distinctives for drug use that influenced the review board in making their decision. Drug use is not explicitly depicted within the game. So now because of that, and this is almost like the same thing as Mass Effect on Fox News, if you remember that from a long time ago. But
Yeah.
essentially, they must have played the game enough where they realized, it's not a good thing to take drugs in the game, really, long term. It's actually not a very good thing at all. So yeah, so if you're Australian, you can get Disco Elysium again. And Australia, it's not a big surprise when I read this too, because Australia is really famous for banning lots of games. Most of the GTA games kind of
Yeah.
get banned initially in Australia,
Yeah.
if not still. Um, it happens all around the world too, like in Germany. Now, I don't know if you can't get Wolfenstein games in Germany or if it's altered within the game, whether they're Nazis or not, or the logos or the Nazi symbol, whatever it is, or the swastika, I should say. So there's a lot of different areas of the world where things are banned, and I guess this is one area of the world where something got reversed. So I guess that's good news because Disco Elysium is a hell of a game, and I think everyone should play it.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I think what happens in Germany is those games are still there, but yeah, I think the swastikas are replaced because I think in anything in Germany, I think that logo is banned no matter what. So I think you just can't show it. So they must change it for something else. But yeah, Australia's pretty famous for that kind of stuff. Glad that it is going live though. Quick detour to the chat. We're just responding to some Infinite Watch stuff. So Blue says the gun sounds very Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, it does. Locke's fucking dead. Yeah, Locke might be dead. Paper Foxtail says environmental storytelling. Yeah, there's. Yeah, I'm so excited for Infinite. I mean, I've said that every single week, but I am. Moving forward. Call of Duty. Rambo? Die Hard? Harley?
I was just about to go Harley.
Me?
You?
We?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So last week I did a little thing where Activision was hinting at possible Rambo, maybe a skin or something. Well, now they're confirming that John Rambo, but also John McClane will be operator skins in Warzone or Call of Duty, I should say, on May 20th. They tweeted out, some heroes die hard, others draw first blood. The action begins May 20th. 80s
Wow.
action heroes. So the article that I was reading was also kind of thinking, hey, maybe Chuck Norris or Dolph Lundgren,
Arnold?
maybe Arnold. Like, who
Oh.
knows?
Yeah, he'd be a big
We
one.
could have 80s action heroes, could be a lot of different skins coming.
I'm
And
here for it.
also, yeah, maybe like themed weapons too. They mentioned Hans Gruber P7 M13 or Rambo's M60.
Hell yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see you May 20th.
Now, this also kind of draws a question in my head. And this is something that I know Harley, you especially appreciate with Fortnite is the license stuff. So when Warzone first happened, and through the last year or so, they haven't really gotten too heavy into the license stuff. It was the Halloween had Billy the Puppet from the Saw movies, and it had
yeah.
Leatherface. And this is a pretty big jump forward in terms of license stuff. Now, is this a good or a bad move for Warzone? Because I like Warzone's operators and the themes have all kind of been self-contained within its own thing, and it hasn't ventured too much outside of that. But now that it seems like with a new Warzone map and an '80s theme, they kind of have free reign to do. You can do action heroes, you can do Back to the Future type of stuff. If you want to go more '80s, you could do like Breakfast Club type. Like you could go anywhere with this stuff. So is this a good or a bad move to start incorporating more licensed things into Warzone? Because Warzone's like a pretty, I wouldn't say it's a self-serious game, but it's a more serious game than something like Fortnite, where you could have like any licensed property and
Yeah.
it meant to make
Oh,
sense,
yeah.
right? So
100%.
is this a good or a bad thing? Let's start with Harley. Just a quick little thing here, because I was thinking this when you were talking about the
It'd
story.
have to be a good thing. If you're talking about like in the future of licensing, well, I guess the first thing to do is start licensing. So
Yeah.
I guess it's a good thing.
Tony, what do you think?
I'm
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry, Harley. I think you're mid thought there. What were you gonna say, Harley?
Oh no, go ahead.
I was basically just gonna echo what Harley said. I think it's a good thing. It doesn't hurt anybody, and for the people who like it, it's there. So
Yeah.
there you
If
go.
you like it, you can buy it. If you don't, you're not forced to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like it's not really game changing. Well, I
Yeah,
don't think.
it is a
Unless
free to
there's a
play
weapon
game,
skin
so
that's like
yeah.
OP.
Yeah, if there's like a blueprint that's broken or something, that's a different problem. But yeah, usually the blueprints aren't that great, and you gotta modify the attachments anyways. So
Hmm.
And I do agree, Paper Fox. The A team would be a pretty cool choice, especially if you got a squad of 4.
Oh,
Everybody could be somebody. So
18.
there you go.
That'd be cool.
that'd be decent.
Going into quads with the A team.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Imagine going into quads as the Trailer
Oh,
Park Boys.
oh my god.
Ricky,
They
Julian, Bubbles.
they have a car skin.
Oh yeah, the car skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Oh, that'd be
shitmobile.
good.
Oh man.
You can have like Mr. Leahy
Oh,
and Randy. Oh.
oh my god. There's an idea.
Cyrus.
Oh, Cyrus. Yep. His
Nice
like war
music.
track could be that one song,
Yeah.
just over and over.
Oh my god. Runs around, he's got a pistol in his pants all the time. Safety off. Damn. I hope, man. I hope one day some game does that. That'd be
I mean,
awesome.
they did have a small when they did the Canadian weapon or blueprint bundle thing. There was some hints at Trailer Park Boys. There was
Yeah,
the
there was.
Swayze Express.
Yeah, Swayze Express.
But I mean, full on like to play as Ricky as an operator. Oh, all his dialogue lines could be
Oh,
like messed up.
yeah.
Worst case Ontario.
Worst case Ontario. Water under the fridge. Oh,
Water under the fridge. There's some potential right there.
there is, man. There is. You're listening, Raven Software and Activision. Gold. That's a gold mine. Speaking of a gold
Water
mine,
under the fridge.
it's water under the fridge, bud. $10,000. I can retire. We're gonna see 2 hours of Overwatch 2 gameplay on May 20th. So for those who are interested in Overwatch 2, we're gonna see some gameplay on May 20th. I just wanted to share that. So hopefully that'll be good. We haven't seen anything from Overwatch 2 in quite a while, and anything really new from Blizzard in quite a while. So, glad to hopefully see more of that. And speaking of Blizzard, that kind of bleeds well into one of your stories, Harley, about World of Warcraft.
Oh yeah, so just like the other one, it was last week I talked about how Classic Burning Crusade had and Normal Classic had separate servers for characters. So if you wanted like a pure Classic experience, you could hold your characters back, or you could pay a service fee to have them in both Burning Crusade and just Normal Classic. But since then, a lot of people were, upset about $35 just to clone a character. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot just for like some like really simple to do. So Blizzard has reacted to that and they have dropped the price. It's now $15, so a $20 decrease. They were saying that the original price was based off of other account services they have done. And well, now that they see how the people are reacting, they are changing. So just a little continuation of last week.
Yeah, and I think their justification of they were basing it off other stuff, that's just horseshit. They were just trying to charge as much money as they could for it. So
That's exactly what I thought
yeah,
too.
absolute horseshit. I mean, they do charge that much
Like
for everything
the
else too, but I
yeah,
mean, it's
everything. The average is $35 or
which is
more.
it's still overpriced though. It doesn't mean that I don't know.
Yeah,
It's all stupid.
it doesn't mean like every kind of service should be that,
Especially
that
something as
much.
simple as just
Yeah,
making sure your character can stay on a server if you want. Like, I don't know. Glad that it's cheaper. 16 is a lot more palatable than 36 or whatever it was, but yeah, glad to see that. Sorry, excuse me. Resident Evil 8 obviously came out, taking the world by storm. Everyone's memeing. There's mods you can get that maybe you shouldn't look at
Ooh.
of Lady
Oh,
Dimitrescu or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff you can do in that game. People are loving it though. I think it's the fastest selling Resident Evil in history. It
Yes,
has
sir,
shipped
yes, sir.
over 3 million copies.
It deserves it too. Even like memes aside and like Lady Dimitrescu like stuff aside, like it's just nice to have like a. I don't want to say Resident Evil was unpopular because I know it's like, or even you can argue it's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, like survival horror series. But it's just nice that a game like this is getting so much attention when now we have our freemium games and our battle royales out in the world. It's nice that like single player oriented games are getting this kind of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And quality ones too, because it's really good. I guess I've been playing it and it's really, really good.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's getting all the recognition it deserves and all the sales numbers it deserves. So good on Resident Evil and Capcom, right? They make it.
Yes, I believe. Yeah.
Capcom.
Why
What's
am
the
I
other one I'm
blanking?
thinking
Yeah.
of? It's not Square Enix. Not Sega. Yeah, it's got to be Capcom.
Is there another like survival
Bandai
horror series you're
Namco.
thinking of?
No, I forget.
It is Resident Evil 8. Don't worry. Like it is Capcom. So
Oh, good.
we had a blind moment. We had one of those moments where I just kept thinking like, is mayonnaise an instrument?
An instrument.
So forgive us for it's been a long week.
Hey,
Forgive me for
it's a
being
Friday.
right now, then.
It's a Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a Friday when we do the show. But regardless, Finn, we got some
Hey.
news about Bioshock Infinite multiplayer.
So there's a book that came out on the 11th called Press Reset, Ruin and Recovery in the Video Game Industry. It's by Jason Schreier. I can't remember how to pronounce his last name.
That's the guy who dropped the Halo Infinite news from last week. Who's like, oh yeah, this is all true. Anyways.
Okay, well, so there you go. So in this book, it talks about, high profile studios and like kind of where they went wrong and how they fell from grace and blah, blah, blah. So they released an excerpt from this book, which I did end up buying on my my Fire tablet to read. But the excerpt that they released for this book as a preview was about Irrational Games, who made Bioshock Infinite, and what exactly was going wrong at the time. So in the excerpt, in the interview, I guess kind of hand in hand, was about Forrest Dowling, who was hired by Irrational to work on Bioshock Infinite as a lead level designer. So he had this Forrest guy. He worked on Frontline's Fuel War, and he also worked on the first Homefront game. I ended up leaving Homefront. I own it and do want to play it, but I don't know if it's worth the single player content. But regardless, we can talk about that after. But because it's a pretty lengthy excerpt, and I only pulled so much because I left a link for it in the show notes in the description for this episode on YouTube if you wanted to read it yourself. I only took about from the first half because it's quite a long excerpt, but essentially, Forrest says that things were fine when he was first hired. Says that the team seemed very tired but anxious to show everybody what they've been working on leading up to the initial big reveal. But then after that, things started to change in the months after when there were, quote, frequent cuts, shifts, and reboots. The company was growing, but the game wasn't, end quote, which I find to be kind of a damning quote myself. But large chunks of the game would also change like a flick of a switch. And that would affect and have a trickle effect on a lot of different teams working on the game. And another quote here is, quote, it is tough when stuff gets cut or changed dramatically that people have worked on for months. It's definitely a thing that happened a lot at Irrational, end quote. So I don't know if that necessarily means just Bioshock or stuff they'd worked on in the past, but anyway. And since they wanted to make the game highly replayable, initially they pushed for a multiplayer mode. So there were two multiplayer modes that were going to be included. One was a more cooperative oriented mode that was kind of similar gameplay to the campaign, and the other one was more of a tower defense type of mode. Maybe something akin to, I don't know. You guys have probably played more of these games, like a Dota type of thing, maybe not exactly like that, but like a tower. And I don't know if Dota is like that kind of game. I'm kind of dumb in this department, but a tower defense like game.
Yeah,
So
Dota isn't a tower defense, but there are tower defense games in
Balloon
in like
tower defense.
yeah, Bloons, tower defense, Plants vs Zombies. I don't know, there's stuff.
but so regardless, quote, but these multiplayer modes were not I'm so dumb. I can't read my own typing. I think I misspelled this word, but things weren't working out essentially. And the single player campaign was behind schedule. So Irrational took a drastic step and they completely cut the multiplayer and moved every staff member from that section of development into the single player main game. Which that's kind of big, eh? Like that's a hell of a move to make. And
Yeah.
Forrest, and the last thing I pulled from this article was a quote from him. He says, quote, you spend a lot of time and put your heart and soul into something just to have it disappear in the span of a meeting. You never really get over that. End quote, which is a sad quote to read. But like I said, I put the link to this whole excerpt from Polygon, I believe it was from, in the episode notes. So yeah, some more details. I never knew much about I never even really pay attention to know there was a multiplayer mode, truth be told. But it's kind of sad when something that sounds cool is cut from a game. And like I said, I never paid attention to Bioshock 2's multiplayer. But I'm sure I would have tried Infinites if it was like, because I was pretty deep. Issues aside with the actual gameplay design of it, which is the excerpt kind of goes into how stuff started to kind of get mixed up in the wrong way in that excerpt.
Yeah.
The story I thought was pretty solid. So yeah, it sucks hearing stuff like that. You know, when someone puts their passion into something, and then like I said, in the span of a meeting, they just decided, you know what, multiplayer's gone, everyone working on it, go to the single player and like make it work. Essentially, that sucks.
Yeah, I've been there, man. Not with game development, but just hey, you work on something really hard, and then meeting happens, and it's like never mind. You're like, oh great, good thing I put all that work into that. Totally sucks.
Yeah.
But as we were talking about in the Halo Infinite story, things do get cut from video games all the time, just like movies. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make it any better, but it's just a fact of entertainment, I think. Still
Yes,
sucks,
sir.
though. Still sucks. Blue's interested in Overwatch 2 news? I'm glad. I'm interested in it. We used to play quite a bit of Overwatch. Not as much anymore.
Oh yeah,
But,
I used to play a lot.
yeah, hopefully Overwatch 2 is good again. I'd like to pick that up. Harley, you got a couple more pieces of news here. One relating to the Humble Bundle.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think this is like a three-parter, I think.
It is, man.
Oh,
The trilogy.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was saying how they are removing the sliders so that when you buy a Humble Bundle, you can't give as much to charity as you would like. Then I think last week I was saying how they have brought back sliders, but they are planning on changing some things of how they do Humble Bundle because it's been a decade since it's been out or more, and they haven't really changed anything. So I guess they're feeling it's a bit stale. But so they did mention, I mentioned last week that they were saying they are planning on doing more charitable things for the future. And it just so happens they released a bundle where 100% of the proceeds go to charity, and those charities are more focused around COVID-19, and I believe specifically towards India and Brazil, because they're not doing so good right now. And I believe it has raised. Let me check. This is Canadian. 750,000 so far,
Nice.
That's good.
and it's still got 5-ish days to go.
That might crest a million.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like for Canadian, it's American, it's $20. Canadian, that's 24.68 or more, and everything goes to charity, which is nice. It's all DRM free, so you don't have to have Steam or something like that, but you can redeem it on Steam. There's I think there's like 11 games. Let me, there's like maybe like 18 games. There's like books. There's even some apps too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a decently big humble bundle. Yeah, it's nice that they're kind of keeping to what they said before, that they will try and focus on some more charitable options.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's good to see. Good to see that act so fast as well.
Yeah, it was within a week,
Yeah. Very
or,
good.
or maybe less. I don't know when that came out.
Good stuff. Well, the humble story continues. I guess we'll see if there's another piece of news next week about it. But
Mm.
an ongoing saga. But it's trending in the right direction now, which is good.
Yes.
All right, boys. I got some Gears of War news for you.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You don't hear too much about Gears of War anymore.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a game I'd like to try again. Maybe not the multiplayer.
I'm
Like
sure
horde
you'd like
mode?
horde mode.
Or
What was that mode
we
that,
did
that,
like
that,
horde mode.
that you had to like run from point A to point B? It was introduced in 5, I thought. Do you remember what
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
called?
it is. I forgot what it's called. It's Hive something.
That'd be
Escape
pretty
the
cool to
Hive.
try again.
Yeah.
I'm
You
sure
escape
it's
the
got
Hive.
new maps and updates. That'd be cool to try that again too.
I bet there's a ton of stuff.
There's a ton of
new
content in
stuff.
Gears 5 right now. There's a ton. The first thing I'm going to talk about with Gears of War, it's actually related to a movie. So kind of an interesting piece of news, and it's not super gaming related, but it's Gears, so I thought I'd put it in here and throw it in with the other Gears news I have, which is actually substantial. But Dave Bautista, who obviously Batista from WWE, and obviously he's acted in a ton of movies recently. He turned down a Fast and Furious movie role, and instead pitched a Gears of War movie as Marcus Phoenix.
Oh yeah. I
So he
think I
basically had a
heard that.
meeting with Warner Bros. And Warner Bros. Is working on a Gears movie, and they've been working on it forever. And basically they're like, "Hey Dave, do you want to be in Fast and Furious?" And he's like, "No, but I want to be in Gears of War as Marcus Phoenix." Which is, he is actually the perfect Marcus Phoenix.
He'd be a really good Marcus.
It's a perfect fit. He's got the size already. Like, he has the Gears of War size on him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's aside, even side to side, he's a good actor. And he really just personifies the whole Gears of War kind of Marcus thing really well. And if you guys remember correctly, when Gears came out, they actually released a Dave Bautista skin in the game. So if you go to Marcus Phoenix, you can select a Dave Bautista skin with it. So, I mean, there's been so many hints.
Is that a subtle hint?
There's been so many hints about it. I mean, if they're going to make a Gears of War movie, how are they not casting Dave Bautista at this point? So
in a way, I wish he could do both.
Yeah, me too, because I think he'd be good in Fast and Furious as well.
Imagine The Rock. If John Cena's in it. Oh, John Cena's in it, but if The Rock's in it too, then Dave is...
Imagine them just throwing the fuck down. Oh,
all three of them just like fighting.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm in for that too, for sure. But
oh man.
Man.
Don't man us, Jim.
I still don't get your hype behind those movies, but I mean, I guess you guys don't get my hype behind Star Wars, so I get it. I get it, but I don't get it.
You haven't watched them all, so
yeah.
True. You can't say shit.
I don't know, but okay, okay, okay. I can agree with that. Whatever.
One day.
We'll get you one day.
I'll get you guys one day too. You watch. We're gonna watch Star Wars. I'm gonna make you watch Goldeneye because I gotta make 9 movies. Or no, 10. We've got no 11 because it's gonna be like a million. There's the 2 spin-offs for Fast and Furious and the 9 main ones. And you guys have seen Solo and Rogue One, so I gotta make you watch 2 Bond films in place.
Oh,
Oh,
I've seen every Star Wars film.
Yeah, I haven't missed a Star Wars movie, Jim. We
but
don't
you
need to watch
haven't watched
those.
them when I've been watching them.
That's true.
I will gush to the end of time about those movies, specifically 4 through 9. So yeah, but we're getting off topic. And yes, I think Tony and Harley did see Hobbs and Shaws.
Dissing the prequels.
and-
I can't take
Hobbs
that
and
prequel
Shaw.
hate. I really can't take that prequel hate, man. Prequels are good.
I love it all, man. But if I'm gonna gush about any 6 other movies, it's gonna be the other 6. So, which doesn't make sense in my argument, but whatever.
Yeah, Hobbs and Shaw was a good
I
time.
love it all, man.
I like.
Yeah, I
Hobbs and
like
Shaw.
that too. I hope they continue it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm excited to see what Fast 9 is, or whatever it's called. But
Yeah.
I think that's out next month, but I think it's on like HBO Max, and then it's in theaters in the States. Obviously not here yet, because theaters aren't open. But we'll get to watch it eventually, I'm sure. So, excited for that. Yeah, we'll see if a Fast and Furious movie with Dave Bautista happens, or more interestingly, a Gears of War movie as Marcus Phoenix. I think that's the
Yeah.
perfect fit. Hopefully that happens.
I'd love to see him.
And he
I'd love
wants
to
to
see
do
that.
it. Like, he's pitching it. Like, he wants to do it. So, I mean, I hope that... I hope it goes through at some point. But speaking about Gears of War, and we actually have some Gears of War video game news this week. So the Coalition, who are the developers of Gears of War, they announced in a blog post this week that they will be shifting to Unreal Engine 5 development for, quote, multiple new projects. Multiple new projects. As a result, quote, shifting to a new engine is a big undertaking, so we want to be clear that we will not be announcing any new projects or titles for some time. And they also announced in this that Gears 5 will continue to get new updates and content through Operations 7 and 8. I think they're on 6 right now, so it sounds like there's going to be 2 other seasons of Gears 5 content in the coming months. But yeah, the Coalition basically announced, hey, we're shifting to Unreal Engine 5. It's going to take a long time. And the interesting part here, and again, I said it twice, multiple new projects. So supposedly, this isn't just Gears of War. This isn't just Gears 6, which they're absolutely making. This is something else. Is it a Gears spin-off? Is it a completely different game? Is it like a smaller game? What is it? But yeah, the Coalition, they're going to be making multiple new games on Unreal Engine 5. Nothing anytime soon, which I think makes sense. So we're probably not going to see any Gears news or any Coalition news at E3 this year or even next year. It might even be, we might be waiting till the year after that. But I wanted to ask you guys a question of what would you like to see the Coalition do outside of Gears? Would you like them to do a Gears spin-off as this other project, a brand new game? Is there a particular franchise you'd like them to like make a game for? Jim, we'll start with you.
In terms of a spin-off, now I know Harley's played it, but what was the general reception? I know it wasn't. I don't know if it was them necessarily, but like, what was the general reception of Gears of War Judgment? Because it was a spin-off game, and was it well enough received? Well, Harley, did you like it first of all? In terms of the Gears picture as a whole, did it fit in?
Like Judgment. Yeah, I think so.
What about you, Tony? Did we? I know I never
never,
really got too far into it.
Yeah, I never beat Judgment, but I know that the general reception on it was good. It wasn't like glowing or, you know, it wasn't getting like 10 out of 10s anywhere, but I mean it was like solid 8s and even a couple 9s in there every now and then. So yeah, it was decent overall.
In terms of like other IPs, I'd have to think long and hard about it, only because like they're so like just playing Gears 4 and what I've played at Gears 5, like they're really good at what they're doing. So I almost kind of just want them to stick with Gears for now and kind of make it a franchise that's, no, I'm not saying it isn't, but from my perspective, have it be a franchise that, you know, has the potential to maybe equal Halo in terms of like the ultimate Xbox franchise, which it is like the number 2, I would say ultimate Xbox franchise, but
Yeah.
to elevate it even more higher from that, I think there's good potential if they just keep hammering out Gears. Now, whether or not they want to work on something else, that's totally different, but I think it'd be cool for them to just focus on Gears and make it the best it can be.
Harley, what about you?
Yeah, I like to see a spin-off. Maybe yeah, I don't know. Anything
Oh
Gears
wait,
is pretty good.
did they make Gears Tactics, or is that a
They
different
a
company?
I
different
played it.
studio made it, but they shipped it, I want to say.
Okay, so maybe
Or
yeah,
did they
I don't know.
make it? I forget. I forget if they actually made it or not, but look that up.
Did you play that game, Harley? I
I
think
played
I
it a
cut you
little
off when
bit,
you were
yeah.
saying it.
I had a good time.
So developers listed are the Coalition and Splash Damage.
Oh, right, Splash Damage. Right, right. Yeah, so I guess they co-developed it then.
Yeah, so developed by Splash Damage in conjunction with the Coalition. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. I still want to try that game. I have not tried it yet.
Yeah, your PC could do a great job running it, man. You should give it a shot. It's basically XCOM, so it's a good time.
Another franchise I gotta play. Fuck.
So I think this is interesting. Gear 6 is obviously on the horizon. That's one of their projects. That's the big one. Now, I think what could either happen here is it's going to be a brand new game, maybe a smaller game, like not a big AAA game, but like a smaller game to help them get used to the engine. Perfect for Game Pass. They'll throw something in there. Maybe it's only multiplayer or something. Or B, and this is a fucking throwback. I don't know if you guys remember, but the Coalition, before they were called the Coalition, and before they took on Gears of War, they were called Black Tusk Studios. And this must have been 2012 or 2013, because it was they put out one trailer as Black Tusk for a game. It was unannounced. It didn't have a title, but it reeked of Splinter Cell in terms of like the vibes of it. And I'm wondering maybe if that game is coming off of the shelf and they're gonna finish that game.
That'd be pretty cool.
I think it'd be interesting. Now, obviously, that game, whatever files they had on it before they were the Coalition and shifted all development to Gears of War, who knows how relevant that is for making a game now. But maybe they were so early in that part where they really only had the pre-planning phase done for that game, and they could really just start it on an Unreal Engine 5. But I think that would be pretty interesting. You can still find it online. It might even be on Xbox's YouTube page somewhere. But yeah, just search up Black Tusk game trailer and you'll find it. But it was a small little trailer. It was all CGI, like cutscene stuff, and but it looked really cool, and it really it almost looked like a stealth game in a lot of ways. So I think that could be interesting.
I just thought of something actually. When you're doing your thought, I'll say I thought of a new IP they could maybe make.
Oh, go ahead.
Keep
I'm
going.
done.
Oh, now hear me out, because of course it's going to be Star Wars, but hear me out. So, Republic Commando nowadays is pretty aged, I would say. It's an older game. The last time I played it, I wasn't like, the gameplay's fun. Don't get me wrong. The story I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Up to like where I got. I just don't like the gameplay a whole lot. Truth be told, maybe it's just because a lot of people have nostalgia for it, and I never really played it when it was like initially out and hot, so I don't have like the same feeling towards it. But I think it'd be pretty cool if, in a similar vein to how Gears of War plays, if we had like a squad based Star Wars game like that. I wouldn't say Republic Commando necessarily, or like clone trooper stuff, but just like even like a Rebellion Commando, or there's something like that. Just have something in the Star Wars universe where it's squad based and it plays like Gears of War.
So,
and I think that'd be pretty cool.
So funny enough on that, because there was a big rumor going around that they were actually making a Star Wars game.
Oh, really?
And when they tweeted this out, a lot of people subtweeted being like Star Wars, and they actually replied to one of them saying, "We are not working on a Star Wars game right now."
Ah, bummer.
But that doesn't mean they're not going to make one eventually.
Yeah, but that'd be pretty cool, because we have that big open world one from, I think it was Ubisoft. We have, well, okay, it's Indiana Jones from Machine Games, which would be awesome. But there's multiple Star Wars stuff in development.
EA's still making Star Wars stuff, probably Fallen Order 2 and maybe a Battlefront 3. So
yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I think there's lots of potential. Coalition, I mean, awesome studio. Gears 4 was awesome. Gears 5 is awesome. They've done a really good job of picking up Gears of War from Epic Games. A better job than 343 has done than picking up Halo, in my opinion. They've kind of naturally transitioned a little better.
Damn.
It's not shade. It's not shade at all. I'm just saying I think the Coalition has done a better job of preserving the Gears of War feel and really the reputation of Gears compared to Halo. You know?
Oh, I agree, man. Like Gears 4 and 5, I think, again, from what I've played of 5, but Gears 4 and 5, in terms of being a part of a bigger series, is like days above Halo 4 and 5. And I'm not throwing shade at Halo 4. Well, I am at 5, but not at 4.
Yeah, 4 does a better job than 5, but we've been into
yeah.
that a million times. Yeah, so interesting stuff with Gears. We'll see what happens. And the Coalition. Got a Valheim update, Harley, right?
Yeah, small visual update.
Oh,
It
visual.
also has a small. There was some large creature visual overhauls. Trolls got changed. The swamp boss got drastically changed.
Is it Shrek now?
And so did no.
An
It
ogre,
kind of
kinda?
looks like what's his name from Ghostbusters, the green guy. Oh, I can't think of it. Slimer?
Yeah, Slimer.
Slimer? It looks like a big, like creepy Slimer now, instead of just like a green thing, like a green blob. It definitely looks more creepy. And its trophy does too. Like it actually like kind of like moves and like animated. Um also the third boss got changed. Um they changed some Draugr Archer fixes. Like sometimes the 1 and 2 stars won't be what they should be. And then just some small stuff like I don't know, a stone stair fix, some gamepad fixes, some ragdoll fixes. Apparently they updated their engine. It says some stability improvements.
That's good.
Yeah. It was just a little patch.
Nice. Good to see that game continuing to improve. We actually haven't played that all together in a while.
Oh, I love that game.
It's good.
I'm waiting for I believe it's called Hearth and Stone, where they're going to be adding more like food farming and more. I think more like house options,
That's fun.
like building options.
Oh, cool.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And last but not least, Jim. Remedy has a bunch of games in development.
Yeah, so it's already known. I think we talked about this. Oh, this had to be a while ago, but Remedy has multiple games in development, and as part of Remedy's latest earnings report, this is all via GameSpot. The company said nearly all developers who worked on Control have now shifted to quote other Remedy projects end quote, and one of those projects is a new quote a new exciting early phase project. So with the announcement of this, they say it's in the very early stages. There's nothing really more to report other than that. This now makes the 6th game that Remedy has said they're working on.
That's a lot of games.
The other project include single player modes for Crossfire X and Crossfire HD.
Yep.
Also, 2 games made in conjunction with Epic Games, including a AAA title that will move into full production and a smaller scale title that is now in full production mode. And both of those are in the Alan Wake / Control universes. Also, Remedy are making a free-to-play co-op game called Vanguard, and it's still in the early stages, but it's going at a good pace with internal playtesting happening now. I'll always champion Remedy, mostly for Max Payne, but they're just a very talented studio overall, and I think it's cool that we're going to be getting lots more stuff from them in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta have a ton of employees to be doing this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They gotta be massive.
Big company, man.
Yeah, but yeah, this is good to hear. I like the Alan Wake / Control news specifically.
I'd like to play Alan Wake one day. Maybe I'll download it for PC Game Pass and give it a go.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good game.
I don't remember it though.
It's short. It's like 8 or 10 hours, but it's basically like a what's the way to describe it? Like a Twin Peaks kind of vibes.
It plays like an episodic TV show, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's Quantum Break.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's Quantum Break, which is actually a very underrated game, but
I enjoyed my time with that game when I played it.
Oh, it's good. It sets the groundwork for Control in a lot of ways. But let's get
Control's an
into
awesome game.
Cyberwatch.
Wake up, samurai. Time for this week's Cyberwatch.
So I got a few stories here for Cyberwatch. They're all really quick, which is nice. So if we take a look at the roadmap for Cyberpunk's development for this year in general, what's going to be happening this year, around now we should be getting the new DLC that was promised. So we know there's a lot of hot fixes that go out constantly. There's big patches that go out, but there's also free DLC, single player related DLC, that's separate from those. That's supposed to be coming out around now. So whether or not we see it, who knows at this point, because they got put behind with their cyber attack, no pun intended. But yeah, hopefully we get it soon. I mean, I'm not playing the game right now, which I want to. I really want to. But that also brings me to my second Cyberwatch story, which comes from the Witcher's voice actor for Geralt, who commented on CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk and why he feels really bad for them. So he was on a podcast specifically called What's Up Conversations, which I don't know if either of you guys have heard of. I've never heard of it, but one-on-one conversation, he started talking about Cyberpunk. And he says that he felt really bad for the developers of CD Projekt Red over the issues at launch. Quote, I am looking forward to playing it eventually. Bless them, CD Projekt. I love them so much, and I felt really bad for them when Cyberpunk came out and all that stuff. And there was all that stuff about bugs. I can't imagine how disappointed they must have been in some of the public reaction to the game. Now, as for why he hasn't played it yet, simply he just has other projects and commitments. But also, he said, quote, I decided to wait. I have a PS4, so I thought I'm just going to wait until CD Projekt fixes everything they want to fix, and then I'll have a smoother experience. End quote. So, yeah, the guy, Geralt, if you want to look at it this way, Geralt is looking forward to playing Cyberpunk at some point, whenever it gets fixed. Now, he has a PS4, so now that's a base console. I don't know how long it's going to take based on, the experiences and the stuff I've seen about the patched base Xbox One version. Still not great. It's not as bad as it was when Harley and I tried to play it at launch, but it's still like not the way you should play the game. I'm not saying go for the PC version. PC version is obviously the best one you can do, but if you're going to at least try to play this at bare minimum, you got to go for like the Xbox One X or I guess the PS4 Pro version so that you can at least kind of play the game at more than 10 frames per second.
Yeah.
But the last piece of news I have here is that IO Interactive has hired a former Battlefield developer and CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077's, lead gameplay designer to work on not only the new James Bond game, but also stuff around the Hitman franchise and the brand new unannounced original IP that they've been supposedly working on. Rasmus Hojengard is now I butchered his name, but now is the studio design director. So he originally did work for IO, but he left to join DICE. So he worked on Battlefront, the reboot Battlefront, Battlefield in between then, and Mirror's Edge. And the other hire is Andrzej Zawada. Okay, a Polish guy. I can't pronounce his name. Forgive me. I'm really bad. But Andrzej, who left The Witcher and Cyberpunk to join IO. So he was originally the lead gameplay designer for Cyberpunk 2077. So IO says, quote, his experience in terms of the guy from CD Projekt Red, he says, quote, his experience, drive, and imagination will be a crucial part in establishing a completely new universe. So that's, sorry, Dom, I know, bless you, whatever. Geralt, yes, I know, I'm not a Witcher expert. Forgive me for saying Geralt, whatever, or whatever it is. Again, I am very sorry. I'm not a linguist. As Tony says, I'm just built different. So, yeah, I guess that's all for Cyberwatch. Let's play the outro.
That concludes this week's Cyberwatch. Move along, civilian.
All right, and that brings us to Battlefield 6 reveal, apparently in June. And as well with Battlefield 6, we also have news that it is apparently coming to the Xbox One and PS4 as well. It's not next gen only. So, interesting news coming out with that. And another piece of news that apparently the number of players that this Battlefield game achieves in a multiplayer match is beyond anything we've seen before. Which is
That's exciting news.
that interests me. So yeah, apparently the Battlefield 6 reveal is going to be in June. It's coming to PS4 and Xbox One apparently as well, which I think makes sense. I mean, I think especially considering the supply issues right now for both consoles, where you just can't even find one even if you want one. You know, if you limit it to next gen only, you're really limiting your sales at this point. So it makes sense that it's going to come to everything. But yeah, what do you guys think, man? I mean, they've been teasing Battlefield for what feels like forever.
I'm excited.
I'm excited just to see what this is, man.
Yeah.
Jim?
I am very, very, very excited. Now, in terms of, I don't know if you're going to mention this, but they kind of mentioned, or they alluded to, that it was going to be kind of like a reboot for the franchise. And I mean, Call of Duty did the same kind of thing. If you remember, when Call of Duty originally came out, it was primarily World War II. And then around Call of Duty 3 is when it was starting to get stale. And then they essentially restarted into modern warfare. And then it went back in World at War. But point being, Battlefield's been kind of going this route where you have Battlefield 1. I guess Hardline, you can count that as, it's not a mainline game, but it is in the series, I'll say. So you had 2 World War games, and now that, Battlefield 5 had its issues, clearly they want this game to succeed, so they pull resources, they pull the support for Battlefront 2, they pull support from other places, and they put all their focus into 6.
Yeah, apparently for Need for Speed as well. Shit.
Yeah, so like just that alone, and again, this kind of happened from when we were talking about Bioshock Infinite before, where you get people pulling in from other spots. But I'm more hopeful about this because it seems like they have a clear vision in mind of what they want to do, as opposed to what happened with the Bioshock Infinite story. So yeah, man, and this just gets you more excited to play Battlefield in general. So I mean, if we can have a next gen Battlefield, a true next gen Battlefield, I'll say. I mean, I thought, and I know Battlefield 5 was a letdown, Dom. I'll say at first it was. Battlefield 5 is pretty good now, which seems to be a pattern with EA and DICE. Like with Battlefront 2, sucked at first. I'm a big Star Wars guy, but Battlefront 2, I get this all mixed up all the time, was a big disappointment at first with all the grindy and the progression and stuff. But look what it became. It became like arguably my favorite Star Wars game. So
yeah,
I think the potential for Battlefield to come back in a really strong way, especially from what we saw of the leaked screenshots last week or the week before, it's really just like not a whole lot of news around it. But man, I'm starting to get really hyped. And if you mention their tweet, that's pretty cool too. You know what I'm talking about or no?
I forget exactly what the tweet says, so go ahead.
So the tweet says something like 2 words that rhyme with, or 2 words that have to do with this and that. It said June and boom or something like that. So it sounds like they're going to be revealing something next month.
I said what rhymes with June, soon, or something like that. I forget, but
oh no, it rhymes with soon, June, and boom. I think so.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
maybe Dom, because you seem to be the Battlefield guy, you can elaborate. But yeah, so if it's not E3, it'll be something else. So I definitely next month, I'm excited to see what we have. Harley, what do you think? I feel like I'm talking too much.
I think I said I'm excited.
Oh, I can't remember.
I think that was.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for Battlefield as well. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those situations where absence makes the heart grow fonder. You know, like we had Battlefield 5 in 2019 or 2018, I forget, but it's been a while since a Battlefield. It's usually a yearly release, so it's nice that we've had a bit of time off from it. They spent extra time making this game. and I think a lot of people, and Dom included, us included, are just kind of ready, and Kevin's excited for it too. He was saying, but we're all just ready for another great Battlefield game, and I think hopefully this is it. Hopefully it's modern. I want skyscrapers and big cities to go in through with the boys. Like, I don't know, that sounds like a good time to me. So I'm hoping that we can take it down to skyscrapers sometime in Battlefield 6.
Let's get that dynamic weather going again, because when we were playing 4 and that map was flooding, that was such like a nice surprise.
Yeah,
And that was
really
like
cool.
that was last gen technically. So if they can have stuff like that, have
Oh,
like
yeah.
dynamic weather in your maps and like weather effects, like that'd be pretty. Like, I know Battlefield 5 was whatever to some people, but there's one map where you're in a mountain and like a blizzard can start going on, and it's so cool when that happens because like it changes the dynamic of how you play, really. And being able to adapt like that is like such a, I don't know, it's a cool feeling when like you flick a switch in your head and like how you play totally changes. It's almost like when I play Warzone, to be honest. So like sometimes you get like into these modes where all of a sudden, again, I'm gonna buy the John Rambo skin guaranteed, but like you turn into Rambo when you're like a lone wolf and all that. Like, I don't know, the way this game seems to be going in terms of what we've been teased so far. I just think they're just like dangling the carrot at the end of a string at this. Like, I just want to see what's behind the carrot. That didn't make any sense. Wow. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and Dom in chat says, be honest, I want 2142. Yeah, Battlefield 2142 was that was an interesting game. I played a bit of that. I
And
think
Hardline was such a gem. Ooh, maybe I'll have to play Hardline because I started playing and it's like it's almost, I think it's like an episodic TV show type of thing. It was pretty cool the first couple missions. I got to admit, makes me want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, and then they go every 2 years apparently for Battle. I thought Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 were 1 year apart, but maybe they were 2 year apart. But either way, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this Battlefield game. I think Battlefield does large scale combat that isn't a battle royale better than anyone. So I think that's where they need to focus. If Battlefield 6 doesn't have a battle royale, that's fine. Just have a really
totally fine
great
with
big
that.
team mode.
Yeah.
128 versus 128. Do something crazy like that, and we're in a big city with all sorts of little side streets and big skyscrapers that you can go up, and you have your squad of 4 guys that you can get, or maybe you can have a bigger squad. That'd be nice. Maybe you can have like a squad of 6 or 8. I don't know. That'd be fun. I think I think there's a lot of potential here. So hoping it's good. Hopefully they don't just try to make Firestorm 2.0.
No.
Exciting nonetheless. All right, boys. I think that's all we got for Battlefield. Any closing thoughts, or we said it all?
I think if I go on, I'm going to ramble more. So I think I said all I could.
Harley, good.
I'm good.
Cool. All right, what are we looking forward to playing? Harley.
Whatever we're playing tonight.
Aww.
Yeah. So you're so sweet. Which is what
It's
though?
the truth. I don't know.
I guess we'll figure it out.
Whatever we play.
Maybe Titanfall 2.
Oh,
Doesn't matter for
yeah.
me. I don't. As long as it's with the boys.
That's right.
Oh, it's such a sweetheart.
Dom and Chad says I'd kill for 6-man squads and lots of weaponry. Always my biggest fun with Battlefield was the weaponry. Yeah, man. Like,
yeah, man.
There's so much potential with Battlefield 6. I just hope they capture some of it. Again, talking about hype, we don't want to get too hyped here. We haven't even seen the game yet, but hopefully it's good. Jim, what are you looking forward to playing?
So I'm probably gonna try my hardest to beat Resident Evil 8 in the coming week, so I can kind of give like a definitive final thought about it. And actually reading that Disco Elysium story made me want to play more Disco Elysium. And this was the thing that I said was a surprise. I did mention it in the show in the story very slyly. I mentioned it. And I don't think you caught it, so I'm kind of glad. So it's something that
Kingdom
when
Hearts?
it was first. No, actually, I had it installed and then I uninstalled it. So I'm gonna delay this as long as possible. The file size is 20. I think it's like 22 or 23 gigs. So there's a hint right there, Tony. On PC, the file size is 120 gigs.
What?
Yeah, I'm so glad you don't know. So I can't wait to I can't believe I'm even dragging this out. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I did. Is this ringing any bells or no?
You get Mass Effect.
I got Mass Effect. I bought it. I got it on Xbox though, not PC. Because I look at the requirements for PC and like I don't think I'd be able to run it very smoothly. And from what I hear, the PC version's options are not that great. Like a lot of basic stuff is not there.
Hmm.
And I figured I do plan on upgrading to a Series X one day. And the version of that's obviously better than the base Xbox One, but the base Xbox One still 60 FPS and it's still 1080p. And I mean, I haven't been playing my Xbox nearly as much lately, and like I'm not motivated to really play it single player wise anyway. So I thought it'd be a good time to just jump in, just go with him feet first and see what happens. Because Mass Effect 1's one of my favorite games ever, and with what looks like they improved, and having the UI and the combat more akin to Mass Effect 2, which I did play limited amounts of, the first maybe 4 or 5 hours, and the combat in that game is phenomenal. And just to have everything in one nice, neat little package. I mean, whatever. I was excited to get it, so it makes sense for me to buy it. What's the difference between, and I didn't pre-order it though, and this is the thing I told Harley earlier. I thought it was kind of shady that EA locked it until about 9 or 10 a.m. our time to try and push people to get EA Play Plus to play it earlier.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they were promoting that if you subscribe to EA Play Plus, I might be getting my ducks wrong here, but if you got the premium subscription to that, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition was only $20 or $15 on that service, which isn't much of a deal because you still gotta subscribe. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm excited to play. I'm just excited to be playing my Xbox again. Really, like I've been playing a lot of PC stuff lately, so yeah, I'll be doing
Oh
Resident
yeah,
Evil and Mass
I'm gonna
Effect.
play more. I'm gonna play more Genshin.
Oh
I've been
no!
playing more Genshin and League. Obviously.
Oh, on Prime Gaming for the loot, there is a free League of Legends thing on there, Harley. Actually, I saw that today.
Oh, for Prime, yeah, man. They have
Was it skin or
they have
something? I can't
lots of
remember what
Prime
it was.
stuff. He had a random skin.
So I'm sorry to disappoint you, Tony, but I did buy Mass Effect.
You're not disappointing me.
I don't know. I feel like I'm disappointing you.
I mean, you are a little bit, but I mean,
Come on.
it's fine. I mean,
You
whatever.
have to expect this by now.
I know. You just gotta promise me you're actually gonna go through and beat all of 2 and 3 as well, because I know you'll beat 1, but you gotta go through 2 and 3 because man,
If I
it's
go
such a
through
good trilogy. It's so good.
Now that they're all in like one thing, it'll be just a lot more convenient to go through all of them, and like
Yeah.
that they're all maybe kind of like the same engine kind of wise. And I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'm just excited in general. Like I said, it's just nice to be playing single player games on Xbox again after every time I turn it on and I'll stare at the same two things. It's either Wolfenstein 2 or The Evil Within, and I'll stare at them for fucking ever. And then I eventually just go play PC. So yeah, I'm just excited to be putting time into something like long term, not just like PC long term, like Xbox long term.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while to go through all this stuff.
Oh yeah,
so.
it'll take a long time to go through all that. So
Yeah, and I'm excited they got it on Xbox too, only because again, it's about 100 gigs less on Xbox than it is PC, and I want to be able to run it. It's obviously not going to be the PC version, but I want it to be like consistent because I know if I play it on PC, I have like the minimum requirements, but the recommended ones, it's like everything is in the red in terms. If you go to that "Can I Run It" website or whatever it's
Yeah.
called, like everything's in the red for recommended for me. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do this. So, but yeah, there you go.
Very
I'm gonna
good.
keep randomly fan shut up. So there you go.
very good, very good. I'm excited to play Genshin Impact as well, Harley. Excited to keep playing that. Excited to keep playing Resident Evil 7. And yeah, excited to play whatever we're gonna play in a couple minutes here. And with that,
Yeah.
Harley, take us home.
Well, it's the end. It's been a bit, so I'll try and keep it sweet and short.
Hmm.
If you like the video, if you like the stream, please subscribe. Please like. All our socials are down in the description, as well as any articles that someone has mentioned. Tony, where can they find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/figure09, and Twitter @figure09tv.
And Jim?
If you search for me on Xbox, I'm at Power Grudge. I'm not plugging
Yeah,
everything
fine.
else because I don't want to get my info wrong. So
Oh,
Just say your Power Grudge and everything, 'cause that's what you are.
I am Power Grudge and everything. GOG, Galaxy.
just
Steam,
say I'm Power Grudge on
everything.
everything, and that'll work.
Like I don't know what
I
I'm
am.
I don't want him to go searching.
oh,
What's another?
What are
game
you gonna
on-
say?
What
Don't-
are you
don't-
gonna say?
Don't go searching PlayStation Network for. Actually, I think I am Power Grudge on my PS3. Don't go searching for me on Genshin Impact. I'm not on there. Don't go searching for me
Yet.
for the Fast and Furious ticket purchasing websites. I'm not on there.
You will be
Yet.
soon.
I
Yes.
will never ever. You'll never see me ever on one of those things. Never.
Yet.
Can't wait until you watch those movies and realize how fucking wrong you are. Oh my
I
god.
can't wait
They're
to
so
not watch
good.
them and then just go back to Star Wars in my safe space.
And you'll never
And I
be
can
the
never
same.
be harmed.
You'll never be the same.
Hey, apparently, I have to say this too. Apparently, we got another subscriber during the show. We went from 14 to 15.
Oh, did we? It didn't even pop up. What the hell?
Unless it's like a spam account or something. But yeah, apparently we went up a subscriber. So
Well,
I'm gonna
if
take
you're
that-
real, thank you. Sorry that your name didn't pop up there. I'll have to look for that after. I don't know. It should pop up on the screen. I don't know why I didn't do that.
Yeah, we're at 15 now apparently. So, yay!
Hear that,
Yay.
I don't know what else to say. Oh wait, I know how to celebrate that. My PC's being real slow.
Oh,
Got some slurp.
that
Is
was,
that really loud? By
that
the
was
way,
really
No,
that
it's
was
not.
laggy for me.
It was laggy. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Okay. How about this?
Perfect.
That was good.
Perfect. All we need. If you subscribed, thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
And until then, until next week, everyone have a good weekend. Enjoy the weekend. I was gonna say something
Yeah.
and then I enjoy the weekend. Oh my god. Alright, bye everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
I've got balls of steel.